Hey, folks, we're live again. It's February 16th, Thursday, and we're going to go walk. So let's start it like we always do and do our weigh in, see where we're at. And you know what? To do that, we got to put the iPhone in the stream. Let's try again. Hopefully you saw that. It was sideways for some reason. The phone's been doing weird stuff lately. But 219.4. It's our lowest weigh-in yet. We're starting below 220. That's good. So let's get shoes on. Let's get our workout gear. Let's go walk a few miles today. I don't think we're going to duplicate what we did yesterday. It was ridiculous. Increase the speed, increase the incline. We'll go back to normal. Stick with the OSU attire. It's a little more comfortable. It's really heavy. Creates a lot of sweat. That's a good thing. Okay. We're good. We got our sweats on. Got our headset. Got our mobile device. Got our phone. We are heading over. We'll see you over there. We'll start walking. And we're on our way. It's really cold today. Mid-30s here. Pretty windy. Ugh. It's real cold. We got our little bout of severe weather last night. Behind it. Crazy how quick the weather changes around here, especially this time of year. Oh, my legs are just, that wind's going right through my shorts, freezing me. Whew. Gotta get there. Whew. Let's take off and run, I guess. So cold. Wow, so cold. Time. The lights on. Want to check my Wi-Fi connection. Wrong one as always. We're going to be on the complex guest Wi-Fi, not on Cox Wi-Fi, some random hotspot thing. Yeah, we should be good now. Yep, we're charging. We are in place. Getting turned on here. Hello. We're connected. And we're quick starting. We're ready to go. We got 3, 2, 1, and we're walking. Nobody commenting yet. Okay, we'll save it. Jello's here. Says I'm playing the theme of Rocky for you. Not at all necessary, but thank you, Jello. Not really doing the Rocky thing yet. We'll get there. We'll get to that point. Did have a great weigh-in though. 219.4, 0.6, one or the other. Starting under 220, which has been recently hoping to get under 220 after working out. So starting there is nice. It means we've dropped about 15 pounds since we started this journey. 20 to go. Hashtag 200 by March. Coming up on that first lap, first quarter mile. Have you some numbers here in a moment. And our first quarter mile is going to be 4 minutes, 33 seconds, 24 calories burned. Back to a normal pace. So we're not going to kill the calories over the distance today. Just back to normal. Going for about 500 calories today. stop the machine, tie my shoe a little better. Just a brief pause, but my shoe's not very tight. I have a feeling that was going to drive me crazy the whole time. There we go. Much better. And just hit a half mile, 9.04 minutes, 49 calories burned. Almost missed a half mile there. Hello, Will Philippi. Good to have you here. Will Philippi asks, anyone notice no bond streams after bragging about the 3,000? Oh, there were 2 bond streams today. He mentioned them on both of them. Now he says he was trolling us, that somebody else did it and put his name down. We never gave any money, and he was just trolling us. And he was trying to troll us to get his haters to say he should be thrown in jail for that, so that he could throw them in jail for saying that. They were this morning. Never mind, he's an idiot. Hard to keep up with, I know. While I'm out, I'll get you updated here, almost to 3/4 of a mile. We'll have some stats for you at the 3/4 mile mark. 3/4 mile time is going to be 13 minutes, 29 seconds. We burned 73 calories. Gothic Drink Combo says, hey, T. Hey, Gothic Drink Combos. I don't know who you are, but thank you for coming. I think I've ever seen that username before. Heard great things about me. Well, don't believe everything you hear. Certainly not on the internet. And Gothic asks, do you treadmill multiple times a week? I treadmill every day. Every day. with the occasional miss for whatever reason, tired, a lot of work, something like that. But I've treadmilled every day, I think, for the last 8 or 9, and probably 16 of the last 17. Try to get over here every day. And speaking of treadmilling, we're coming up on 1 mile. I'll have the numbers for you, time-wise. A hair under 18 minutes. And our 1 mile time, 17 minutes and 58 seconds, 98 calories burned. Gothic says, good for you, man. Got to get back to the gym. Fantastic. Thanks for coming by. Wish I had one at my house. The gym is like a 20-minute drive, yeah. For me, it's about a 45-second walk, which is great. But thank you for coming, and thanks for the encouragement. Have a great time at the gym. Oh, meant to need to get back on it. Gotcha. Got to get back to it. I'm with you. Yeah. Hopefully this is somewhat of a motivation. If my fat ass can get over here. Good talking to you, man. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. If my fat ass can do it, anybody can do it. This summer, swimming is my way to work out. Yeah, there you go. I can't do that. I don't swim a stroke. Never learned. Yeah, easy on the joints. I hear you. Yeah, something stuck in there. We got it. Freedom Deep asks, what speed are we walking at today? Just a hair under an 18-minute mile. 3.3 on the whatever speed that is on the treadmill. It's 3.3. 1.25 mile coming up. And our 1.25 mile time is 22 minutes, 26 seconds. We burned 122 calories. I'm going to say it's a brisk walk. Hair under an 18-minute mile. That's great, thank you. Yeah, it's about what I usually do. I went way faster yesterday and notched that up about another 10%. Boy, was I hurting this morning. I'm also doing a 2.0 incline, about 100 feet per mile, something like that. Let's see here. We've done 1.25 mile. And our elevation now, vertical distance 134 feet, so that's about right, about 100 feet a mile. Little uphill, work those calves. Yesterday I did 3.0, which is more like 150 per mile. Ooh, that was tough. All right, approaching 1.5 miles. Some statistics for that milestone here in just a moment. And our 1.5 mile time is 26 minutes, 54 seconds. And we burned 147 calories so far. Coming up on 1 3/4 miles. About to finish lap 7. Our virtual quarter-mile track here. 67:56 to go. A little over an hour walk. 6.9 laps completed. And our 1 3/4 mile time is 31 minutes, 22 seconds, and 171 calories burned. Make it 172, just click. 67.5 minutes to go, 7 laps. Heart rate's about 106, 105. And our vertical distance I'm waiting for so far, 186 feet. So yeah, we're a little more than 100 feet per mile in elevation. That's a little bit of incline. Keep going, coming up on 2 miles. Blue Lamp says, what gives you inspiration? John and Vaughn call me fat. Doesn't hurt, but I recently got a type 2 diabetes diagnosis, and the doctor suggested we try diet and exercise first. So here's what we're doing for exercise. If I can rub it in Vaughn and J-Dub's face too, so much the better. And the fact that I'm broadcasting them on YouTube helps motivate me to actually come over here and do it instead of skipping a day here and there. That helps. Keep a record of the weight loss and all that. Kind of interesting. Really just want to get some of this weight off so we can do some other things. Get healthier, all that good stuff. All right, about time for the 2 mile update. Get you those numbers here in a few more steps. And our 2-mile time today is 35 minutes, 51 seconds, 196 calories burned. Queen Cat Ladies here says, keep on moving and grooving, Todd. Yeah, we will do that. Thank you for being here. Just hit 2 miles, a little under 63 minutes left to walk. And we have 476 base 12 here saying, I suggest that your exercise regime post a daily food intake video diary will be an excellent accompaniment to the series. Perhaps. I think this first month we're just going to concentrate on a lot of walking and sweating and trying to get down to 200. But you're right, what I eat has a huge impact on it. I'm pretty consistent, at least during the work week. I ate a 170 calorie cup of oatmeal in the morning. I ate a couple of oranges through the workday. Come home, get a small salad, some fresh veggies in there, carrots, tomatoes, that kind of thing, and an entree of some sort for dinner. Usually try to do that before 8 o'clock. I don't want to eat too late in the day. So my caloric intake is way down from what I used to do. I don't eat any sweets. I don't drink sodas. I drink coffee in the morning and water the rest of the day. Cut out all alcohol, chips, stuff like that. No snack foods. If I want a snack, I snack on some dried apricots, which are one of the better fruits. So I'm super consistent. And the caloric intake is way down. Should be able to burn some pounds off pretty quick. Last night I felt like I was plateauing a little bit, so for dinner I had a couple of bottles of Ensure, the small bottles. 440 calories, virtually no weight to it. It's just liquid. Pretty good protein in those. And I had a good result today when I weighed in. Lowest weigh-in I've ever had. So every now and then we'll just do the protein shakes instead of a dinner. Keep making progress. Queen Cat Lady says, tape a photo of Shani on the fridge or cupboard every time you're feeling tempted to eat stuff you shouldn't. Yeah, I don't really have any trouble there. I don't feel tempted to eat stuff I shouldn't. I just told myself I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to sit at my computer and eat candy or eat chips. I used to not eat anything during the day and just gorge a huge meal when I get home from work. Now I'm eating a lot more sensible. Eating a breakfast, getting a little bit through the day, a couple oranges or peaches, apples, whatever I got. It's just a lot better. Gorging yourself one big meal before you go to sleep is a terrible idea, no matter what you're eating. And that was the biggest habit for me to break. I broke it real easy. Coming around 2.25 miles, pretty soon. Those numbers for you on my 2.25 mile point in about 10 seconds. All right, our 2.25 time is 40 minutes and 19 seconds, 221 calories. The Queen Cat says, that's good. I need to get on the fit wagon myself. Gained about 15 pounds, which doesn't seem like much, but for me and my health issues it is. Yeah, gotcha. Never good to carry excess weight, no matter really what's going on with you. And my BMI was in like the higher 30s, 37.5 or something like that. And I just didn't care for that. I don't want that. I don't want that. I want to get that BMI down under 30, closer to 25 would be better. Don't want that, just carrying all that extra fat around. Makes your heart work harder. Makes it harder for you to absorb nutrients. Makes you feel tired all the time. Don't want that. And then you get J-Dubs calling me a fat ass every other day. It's nice motivation. Of course, I issued a challenge to him when we started all this, that I would give him $100 if he could step on a scale and weigh less than me. And that's back when I was 225-ish. And he never accepted it because he knows he can't. Because that guy weighs 300 pounds if he's a pound. So I hope you're watching, J-Dubs. Fuck you. Get on a scale and weigh yourself. You want to call people fat ass and say I'm like two of you. Well, man up and prove it. Same with Vaughn. Vaughn said in the stream about the same time, he's not anywhere close to Todd's size. Yeah, we'll prove it, Vaughn. Step on a scale. You say you're 212 pounds. I say you're lying out your ass. So prove it. So enough about that. I was going to say he's one to talk. Yeah, both of them are heavier than me, and they're going to call me fat. It's just pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Did you hear any of Vaughn's shows this morning, Queen Cat Lady? He now claims that his mother had 5 million $1,000 bills in her closet. Not $5 million worth, 5 million bills. In other words, a face value of 5 million bills, face value of $5 billion. And that's just face value. He also continues to double down with their World War II era Ulysses S. Grant $1,000 bills, which have never been printed. Ulysses S. Grant was never on a $1,000 bill. Vaughn is always wrong. And Solar started to call him on it, but he let him go. Instead of pushing the issue, hey, show me a picture of this. Show me online where Grant was ever on the $1,000 bill. He asked like once or twice and gave up. And let Vaughn change the subject, of course. It's really frustrating. If I had the opportunity to actually be able to talk to Vaughn, I would hold him accountable for this shit. No, I didn't. Yeah, all that with the war bonds and the jars of bills. Yeah. Hopefully, we hope that he's actually submitted paperwork to the court claiming that those things were stolen. I hope so. I really hope he's lied on an official court document, claiming there were 5 million $1,000 bills in their closet. Coming up on 2.5 miles. And I'll have those numbers for you in about 10 seconds. And our 2.5 mile time is 44 minutes and 47 seconds. We've done 245 calories now. Burnt and gone. 246 even. 10 laps completed. Still a hair under 18-minute mile, 1750-ish. Vertical distance is now 265 feet. Hair over 100 feet a mile. 53 minutes, 45 seconds remaining. Hair under an hour. Queen says, yeah, just like his mom was Rosie the Riveter at 12 years old, 9 years old. He said she bought the war bonds in 1939, which she would have been 10 most of that year. Her birthday was in January, so she was 10 years old most of 1939. which brings up another lie. They weren't selling war bonds in 1939. They were government bonds, but they certainly weren't called war bonds until 1941. They had something called Liberty bonds before that, but I think they had even discontinued those. Yeah, that too. The court must cringe every time they have to deal with this delusional ass. I think so. I don't really understand why they allowed him to take over the executorship. But I keep thinking in the back of my mind, they're setting him up for fraud. But I don't know why a judge would do that. Why not just accuse him of fraud in the first place? But whatever, we'll see what happens. I'm one of the folks saying I don't believe there's a second will. I don't see any way a will gets probated for 9 months and then one just shows up out of the blue. And even if that were true, this Mr. White character that supposedly drew up the will with Alice in 2017 would probably be in a lot of trouble for being responsible for that will and not going forward to the court when she died. I guess you could argue he didn't know she died for 9 months, but that's kind of what lawyers are supposed to do, is keep tabs on stuff like that. There's a process for that. So none of that adds up to me. That should have been on file with the court. The court should have explored him as a potential person having her will. He was her personal attorney. Yeah, it's crazy, like Wayne says. I don't understand how or why he would have kept it so long. Well, he told Solar that Mr. White said he couldn't get a hold of Vaughn, and he was waiting until he got a hold of Vaughn to tell the court. And that is absolute malpractice. It would get your law license stripped. You can't not tell the court. If he was trying to notify Vaughn, then he knew she was dead. And if he knew she was dead, he had an obligation to inform the court that, hey, I've got a will from 2017 here. Is there a more recent one, or is this the most recent one? That's the whole thing at the beginning of probate, is the investigation. Where's the will? What's the last will? Who has it? Very important. And I just don't see how the court would have done a probate for 9 months on the wrong will. That should never happen. I mean, that reeks of stuff like we found it in a dresser drawer in her own handwriting under the socks, which that's more plausible than what Vaughn is trying to say. An actual lawyer drew it up with her and just kept silent about it. No, that never happens. It can't happen. Anybody that knew her would have known that Mr. White was an attorney she was dealing with. They would have called him and said, by the way, do you have any will for Miss Alice Halliday? Aren't you supposed to register the will shortly after it's drawn up? Yeah. It goes into I'm not sure what record it is. It's on file with the court, though. When a lawyer is in charge of it, usually keeps it in their safe or whatever. But it's on file with the court. There's a records book for that. Probably not a book anymore, probably all digitally done. But yeah, when a lawyer writes a will up for someone, they report to the court that they have the most recent will. That's part of the notary process. When it's notarized, the notary will also report to the court that they notarized the most recent will, and that goes into some sort of database. It doesn't just happen in secret, unless somebody writes their own on their deathbed. About the only exception to that. And then those are usually contested. So it's weird the lawyer wouldn't have done it in 2017. Absolutely. It's not weird, it's malpractice. It's how wills are handled. Wills are not secret documents. The court has to be aware that someone has a will so that they can probate it. That's why none of what Vaughn is saying makes any sense. And Larry, for that matter, but I don't expect Larry to understand this stuff. Wills don't just pop up out of nowhere, unless they're handwritten ones, and they usually get thrown out. Now, here's the other thing about a second will. The original will that was probated for 9 months had the kids getting most of the inheritance in a trust fund, and Vaughn getting 250 months or less. The newer will claims to say Vaughn gets everything, and the kids don't get a trust at all. So, where in God's hell is anyone to speak on the children's behalf that lost a huge amount of interest in that state? Who speaks for them? I mean, yeah, and I'm just assuming that everything Vaughn says is true and there is a second will and he gets everything. Who speaks for those kids? How do you just, oh, I'm sorry, your trust is gone. Yeah, that's always how it's always been in my experience as Queen. Who's speaking up for the kids? That's exactly why there is public readings and people with interests in the estate are notified and they can come to the reading and then they have an opportunity to contest the new will. Well, if anybody would have a reason to contest the new will, it'd be whoever's speaking on behalf of those children. Because they just went from a lot of money to nothing overnight. That can't happen. It cannot happen. It has to be a public reading. Larry would have known about it. Jim Frost would have known about it. Anybody who was involved in the original will, that's exactly why you invite them. Because, hey, you were probating this one. Here's a new one. Here's what it says. And they never were. What state was Alice in when it was drawn up? In 2017? Hard to say. I didn't know anything about her. Was she having dementia then and could have been manipulated? That's something that someone could contest the will on that basis and try to find medical records supporting their position. Personally, I don't know. There's a lot of allegations that she was suffering from dementia at some point. I just don't know when. That would be more a question of medical records, when she was put on certain medications, that sort of thing. And then, Vaughn, being the absolute idiot he is, has these videos of him clearly manipulating her to say things, which is very good evidence that he was manipulating her in other ways, not on videos. He thought he was providing evidence to the court. What he was actually doing was providing evidence of what a manipulator he was with his mom. So, good for you, Vaughn. Way to show those videos, dumbass. This will all work out by May 1st. That's the 6-month mark, which that's another thing Vaughn says. He's an executor for 6 months and then everything is his. It probably doesn't work like that. There's not an exact time limit like that. Maybe the judge said something like, I'll give you 6 months to straighten this out, and then we'll review things. But that doesn't mean after 6 months it's over. Something is very fishy. Yeah, hopefully it all blows up in his face. I think it's got to. Coming up on 3 miles. I have a 3-mile mark for you here in just a moment. It's going to be 53 minutes and 40 something. It's exactly 53:43. 3 minutes walked and 3 miles walked. 295 calories burned. Yeah, I don't see how it doesn't blow up in his face at this point. But I'm really irritated that nobody's speaking up for those kids, and that I take some solace in the fact that, well, probably nobody's speaking up for those kids because they're probably still probating the same will, and the kids are still going to get a trust. That said, Vaughn is squandering the estate. So either way, the kids lose. Vaughn is buying probably $600 a week in lottery tickets. Something stupid like that. Because this God told him he's going to win the lottery. Well, you should only have to buy one ticket then, right? If your God's assure you you're going to win, why do you need multiple tickets? So, explain that one to me, Vaughn, if you're watching. Come on in here and tell me why you got to buy hundreds of dollars in lottery tickets when your God's assured you would win it. Shouldn't one do? Doesn't seem like he has much confidence in what his God's telling him. The gods. Yeah, no kidding. It's ridiculous to even talk about. Ridiculous to even talk about. I'm going to pause this for a moment. Get this thing off my head. So concentrate on the chat, not that. How much we got left? We're almost to an hour walk, so we're over halfway there. 55.5 minutes walked, 327 feet up, vertical distance. 43:20 remaining. we're well over halfway. 12.4 laps completed. The gods. Yeah, no kidding. Oh, really sweaty in there. This particular sweatsuit is very thick, very fluffy, and very warm inside. This one usually gets the cold sweat running down the back. Not pleasant. Do not enjoy that. Oh. Heart rate's 113, 114, 115 is getting up there. Higher the heart rate, the more we sweat, the more we circulate blood. It's good stuff. I hate when that happens, the cold sweat down your back. That is not fun. It doesn't feel good. Like I said earlier, we're back to our normal pace today. Dialed it back from yesterday when I was pretty pissed off. I'm a little pissed off today. I pre-registered for my EKG and 48-hour monitor appointment next week. And at the end of it, it said pay your $2,100 at the time of service. And I'm like, $2,100? You just hit me up for $1,600 for a colonoscopy that my insurance should have covered and didn't. And now you're going to charge me $2,100 for an EKG and a heart monitor that I don't need. I'm starting to get a little irritated with my GP, my main doctor. I don't want to pay $2,100 for a goddamn EKG. It's stupid. My insurance apparently just sucks. But we'll see. If that was just an estimate or it's what they actually tell me to pay it for class. We'll be happy about that. Coming up on 3¼ miles. Have that number for you in a moment. Our 3¼ mile mark is 58 minutes, 12 seconds, 319 calories burned. Yeah, it all started because coming out of my colonoscopy, coming out of the anesthesia, I had a heart arrhythmia. And I guess the doctor there freaked out and notified my GP. And the next thing you know, I need an EKG and a heart monitor for 2 days, some kind of harness. Like, come on, man. It was one event. I told you, I've had some heart irregularities in the past, but like maybe once a week, even when it's flaring up. And all I have to do is stop, sit down, take a deep breath or two. It goes right away. So, I don't know. If there is some kind of structural defect and we catch it, great. You know, do medication or do surgery or whatever. I guess good deal. But right now it just feels like it's a couple tests being ordered for really bad reasons and expensive. You know, $2,100. It's a lot of money. I can do it. I just don't want to. I generally get fairly cheap insurance because I don't go to the doctor much. So, you know, I messed up in January and went for a wellness check like you're supposed to. And next thing you know, I'm pooping on a stick, and he said, well, you got blood in your poop. We're going to have to get a colonoscopy now. And I'm thinking, okay, no problem. Colonoscopy, you get like one every 10 years for free. Except it didn't. And then I do that, and your heart's fluttering, we're going to have to take some more things. Yeah, people have reactions with anesthesia. It's a lot, but yeah, if it's overkill, I don't get it. I think that one doctor freaked the fuck out about something. I think if I had a serious heart arrhythmia or a heart structural defect, I think it would show up. Certainly in this, walking all these miles, you'd think I'd have some palpitations or some heart flutter or something. I haven't had a thing since I started this procedure. Not even once. And this is like my, 22nd workout video, 20th, somewhere around there. I don't think that's right. I had to endure the Juggalax. Yeah, it was 24 doses of Miralax dissolved in orange Gatorade. Ooh, I can't recommend it. Well, they start you with a double dose of Dulcolax, which if you've ever had Dulcolax, it doesn't mess around. It clears you out. Follow that up an hour later with the Juggalax, and then in the middle of the night, wake up and take 2 more Dulcolax, 1 more dose. Yeah, I've never seen poop like that. Completely liquid and light yellow. What is going on now? For hours and hours. It's not the worst thing in the world. Stuff didn't make me sick or anything, but it's not a lot of fun. Oh, the Juggalax. Like the way you put that. Getting close to 3.5 miles, guys. We're going to have that number in a bit. We're at 3.45, so we've got a minute to wait. It's about 10 seconds every 100th of a mile. That's about how it works out. Doctors always flip out when they first meet me and my respiratory issues. Yeah, I hear you. And I'll get to yours here in a second. 476 base 12. I'm going to read off the 3.5 mile numbers in just a moment. About 10 seconds. We just hit 3.49. And our 3.5 mile mark is going to be 62 minutes, 40 seconds even, 343 calories per. And 476 base 12 says, laugh out loud, stop judging Clay County by your standards. Heck, they even protect illegal cockfighting. What did you expect, Justice? Yeah, suppose so. Queen Cat Lady adds, they think I'm a lot more fragile than I am since I'm petite in size. Yeah, I hear you. There's a lot of biases when it comes to doctors. They start talking about how they treat minorities, asking for pain medication. That's an interesting study, isn't it? Minorities have a much harder time getting pain medication. And don't forget the child brides, in Kentucky. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Vaughn is an idiot to be enjoyed. You don't have to put any effort into milking that fool as he lactates freely. That is very true. That is very true. If you do put some effort into it, he just ignores it. He doesn't respond well. If you offer the guy $100 for getting on a scale, you think he'd at least try it. Can't fool old Vaughn, though. He knew he wasn't weighing 212. He knew he was lying. And I pretty much proved it. Because if he did weigh 212, all he'd have to do is step on a scale on cam and collect $100. It's a roundabout way of proving something, but it's pretty conclusive. Oh, much time left? 30 minutes, 30 something. Vertical distance now 378 feet, 34:37 remaining. He's one of the most vile specimens of the human species I've ever seen. Yes, he is. No doubt about that. So hot in this room, God. I always only notice it about halfway through the workout. It's crazy hot in there. Again, I think it's because the hot tub's on the other side of this wall here. I think a lot of that heat ekes over through the wall. I'm not very well insulated at all. And we're coming around lap 4, or turn 4 of lap 15, or lap 14. Yeah, 14.8 laps completed. So just came around turn 4, lap 14, almost 3 3/4 miles. Who is the most diplomatic, or deplorable, Shanny, Vaughn, or Cyrax? Well, I think Vaughn, but I'm biased. I follow Vaughn mostly. Vaughn affected little kids. There you go. Coming up on that 3 1/4 mark, about 10 seconds. 3 3/4, excuse me. It's going to be a hair over 67 minutes. In fact, it's precisely 67 minutes and 8 seconds, and we burned 368 calories. Queen Cat Lady asks, do you think J-Dubs is meaning to troll him? Sometimes I do, but then others I think he must be a retarded psycho. I'll go with option B. I think he's just that stupid. I really do. I think somewhere down deep he knows that what he's doing is horrible and agreeing with horrible opinions, but I think he does it for the negative attention. I think he hates himself so much, he thinks he deserves a friend like Vaughn and just goes with it. Yeah, I think he's really, really stupid. Really stupid. Something not wired right in that boy's brain. That's a hard one. All 3 could be considered here for various reasons. Shanny, Vaughn, or Cyrax. I don't think Cyrax does as nearly as much as the other 2 to actually impact other people. He does some, but I don't think he does as much. I think in terms of impacting other people, Vaughn would be up there a lot higher. Shanny just, she affected her kids and Rev, of course, but other than that, she just eats and sits in the house, talks shit to people online. Vaughn actually messes up everybody around him. And Queen Cat Lady says, true, he can't have or keep many friends. He's so socially retarded. Yeah. I mean, Vaughn messed up his parents. He messed up two wives, 5 children, or 6, if you count the North Dakota one. All sorts of people on the internet. Vaughn and Shanny both abused kids, yeah. Yeah. Although Shanny did better when she was with Chris, because she had Chris to help, and the kids were a more reasonable age by the time Chris left. Vaughn, ever since they were babies, wouldn't let them drink anything after 6, sat them in front of on a high chair in front of a TV for hours and hours, locked them in their rooms. I can't recall Shanny doing anything like that. So I got to give it to Vaughn. If you can prove me wrong, so show me where Shanny did something even comparable to that, more power to you, but I haven't seen that. Shanny just basically ignored her teenage kids, neglected them essentially. Vaughn literally did things that could have harmed those children, burning them in the bath, not giving them enough food, etc., locking them in their rooms. And apparently Andrea hit them. It's been alleged. I don't know if it's, can't prove that, but when they were little kids. Just a lot of mess in all those situations. Cyrax fortunately didn't have a relationship or kids. I don't put him on the same level at all. Coming up on 4 miles, 40 seconds, we'll have 4 miles, or 3.96. Just crossed 71 minutes. Got about 28 left. Have you that 4 mile statistics here in a moment. Okay. About 10 seconds to go. And our 4 mile time tonight is going to be 71 minutes, 36 seconds, and 393 calories burned. Yeah, Shanny, let them live in filth and ration their food, says Queen Cat Lady. Vaughn had the same, but left babies. Yeah, it's the ages failed to thrive. That's the ages that get me. And Queen Cat Lady says, how many is the goal? The goal is we just walk the 101 minutes. So it doesn't really matter how many calories and the distance. We walk for 101 minutes, and that's that. Lewis Cartel's made it with that avatar of his. And says, so what's the consensus on where Vaughn got the 3K? Surely he's not still getting life insurance money this far out. No, he's definitely not getting life insurance money. The consensus is he spent it from the estate account. That's about the only. Now Vaughn today came up with a whopper that he was talking to some guys, which he doesn't, and they came up with that $3,000 donation and put his name on it to troll the trolls, to get us to say he was using it, the estate money, and therefore get us thrown in jail for accusing him of using the estate money, I guess, because that's a felony. Saying things on the internet's a felony now. But I think it's pretty clear that he doesn't have any money from any other sources. Just like when he didn't have $3,300 in his bank account for any Asian girls to get, or any hackers to get in his bank account. And the bank didn't give him half of it back. That was all bullshit. He didn't have any money. The guy's full of shit. The more he talks, the more he reveals it. Vertical distance now 435 feet. 25 minutes remaining. It's about mark. 25 minutes. Legs get a little tired, but we're going to push through. We can make this no problem. Then we'll go way out, and you get the immense pleasure of seeing me take this incredibly wet thing off and see how disgusting my undershirt is. The judge is a moron, says Cartel. You actually changed it to Flubus Cartel. You actually changed it. I just noticed from Cantrell. Hilarious. The judge is a moron. I couldn't think of a worse use of Alice's money. Yeah, absolutely. The judge is a moron for putting him in charge of that estate in the first place. Period. Anybody else would have been better. A stranger would have executed this will better than Vaughn is doing right now. Oh. I agree, the judge is immoral. Vertical is 442 feet now. I can't believe you actually changed it to Flubus Cartel. Hilarious. Hilarious. Coming up on 4 1/4 miles now. 20 seconds or so. We had 4.25. Larry was just ahead of the times. Yeah. Going to be here over 76 minutes. Our 4.25 mile time is 76 minutes and 5 seconds, 417 calories. Heart rate's 115, staying pretty steady there. Larry is, yeah, I won't say what I was thinking. He's not ahead of much of anything, honestly. Way behind, if you know what I mean. J-Lab. .452 feet, vertical distance now. 22:07 remaining. Soles of my feet are hurting a little bit. That's different. Usually the soles of my feet. It's usually the upper legs. Oh well, here's what it is. No pain, no gain, they say. .458 feet now, vertical distance. Said yesterday, I think we did like almost 900. We got up in the air, man. Climbing that Oklahoma mountain. And we have been walking now for 78 minutes, 1 hour, 18 minutes. The Queen Cat Lady says he must be using estate money. Absolutely, there's nothing else. There is nothing else. Just isn't. He's not earning any money. He didn't have any money when it started. The Flubus Cartel says, I do hope Larry challenges his eviction. He didn't sign a rental agreement. Exactly. Exactly. And he will. See, I mean, Vaughn is the executor, and that property is part of the estate. Yes, Vaughn can get him evicted, but not like in a month. Simply by writing a letter. Jello says Larry is a grown man that talks like a child. Yeah, I can't tell if he is actual hard or just really stupid. I'll go with option B. He's just not smart. Not smart. Comes from a poor education. Flubus says he will be evicted regardless, but make Stinky work for his gravy. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's the executor. He can kick him off. He can sell it. He's got that power, but he still has to follow a procedure. He can't just print off something on his printer and think Larry has to leave. There's no lease agreement. So Larry doesn't have to pay anybody right now. So there's no lease. There's no verbal agreement, nothing. They can kick him out. The court would probably support Vaughn saying he has to leave. But then there's a process for that. And since there is no lease, I doubt there has to be. I don't think Larry would even have to contest it. I mean, he has no grounds to contest it. The estate owns that trailer. He had an agreement with the deceased, but he doesn't now. He's got no standing to argue for anything. Whoever's running that estate can tell him to leave. Just not the next day. Oh. Coming up on 4.5 miles, we're a skosh over 80 minutes. Have those numbers for you in a moment. I'm no legal scholar, but the estate can tell him to leave. It's their trailer. I think he's just uneducated, says Queen Cat Lady. Yeah. And I'll finish that remark in a moment. The 4.5 minute time, 80 minutes, 33 seconds, 442 calories. Queen Cat Lady was saying, I think he's just uneducated. He even says he's not college material. he might not be in some ways, but some stuff he does get. Well, sure, yeah. He's got life skills. He's just not very smart. And certainly when it comes to like these complex legal issues, it's way out of his league. And Larry has a problem of stating things like they're facts, like he knows what he's talking about, and he probably shouldn't do that. Like how for months and months he was saying he's the only renter. Well, we found out that was a lie. And we found out he knew he was lying because he knows this woman that apparently paid for her own heater. He knows that, but a month ago he was the only renter. Like, come on, Larry. Don't lie to us. Don't lie to us. Because a lot of people made a lot of judgments about what was going on based on the fact that Larry was the only tenant of the estate. And they were all wrong. Because he lied to us. Flubis says Vaughn is on track to bankrupt the estate before it is even settled. Absolutely. I hope once he shows up in court and tells the judge, they realize what a horrible decision they made. Yeah, he didn't have to show up and tell them anything. They're going to find out by the bank records, which are going to be part of the court's records, whether he wants it to be or not. And Jello says, got to wonder if Vaughn ever considered the fact that keeping Larry on and collecting rent might be better for Vaughn than kicking him out. No, he's not going to consider that. Vaughn is locked into a position that he can't back off from. And what does Vaughn do best? He doubles down. Whenever he gets cornered in a lie, he just doubles down. Oh, a couple more laps. Here we go. 82 and a half minutes. That gives us about 16 and a half to go. Vertical distance 487 feet. Yeah, 16, 18 to go now. Now, Vaughn will not do what's best for that estate in any way or shape or fashion. It's not going to happen. He's going to keep buying lottery tickets until he runs out of money, and then he'll complain somehow that the trolls kept him from winning the Mega Millions. I said earlier, I don't understand why Vaughn has to buy hundreds of dollars worth of lottery tickets. If his God's told him he's going to win, why wouldn't one be enough? Just buy one. You're going to win, right? Buy one every time, I guess. But why are you spending, it doesn't seem like you have much confidence in your gods if you're having to buy multiple tickets every week. Does it now? Doesn't seem like a man who's sure he's going to win. I'm sure he'll come back and claim the gods told him how many tickets to buy or something. Well, if that's the case, when he runs out of money, you'll know who to blame. They told you to spend it on the lottery, and nothing happened. That's going to be the chef's kiss. He spends all his money on the lottery, and nothing happens. He did say, a couple weeks ago, he hit a little bit of a win. I'd say, a few $100s, whatever. And it was deposited in his player account. He read it right off the email, which tells me he's buying tickets online. That's how you would have a player account. And he's got the debit card for that estate tied to his player account. That's going to annoy the court a great deal. Flubis Cartel asks, will Vaughn abandon the property once he runs out of money? Selling property takes time and effort. Well, it's not his yet. It's the estate's. So he can't really abandon it. He's just executing a will. Worst case, he runs out of money and becomes insolvent. He'll just go to the state. 4 3/4 miles, guys. Almost there. 4 3/4 miles, 84 minutes. And make that 85 minutes in 1 second. And we've burned 466 calories. Queen Cat Lady says, you just don't know how the lottery system works in Kentucky. You sound like Quasi. Stop that. Stop it. That sarcastic humor is good for you, he says, Jello. Thank you. Appreciate that. Once that power goes out, he is done. Yeah, absolutely. Flubis Cartel. And once he becomes insolvent, not only is he going to be in a lot of trouble, but he sure isn't going to inherit the properties. He wouldn't be capable of paying the taxes, and the court would know that. You don't have any money. They're not going to give you property. You can't handle it. You can't fix anything. You can't spend any money to try and go out and get renters, advertise. Sure can't pay the property tax or the upkeep on them. So we'll just take them from in the interest of the state, we're going to take over that land. That's exactly what will happen. And then the kids get nothing. So, digest that little tidbit too. Kids that have already been through enough and were promised by the grandmother that stuff, so they could try to have a better life, get nothing because of Vaughn's stupidity, we'll say. It's infuriating. Honestly, it is. When people ask why I cover Vaughn, get so invested in this Vaughn stuff, that's why. It's infuriating that those kids are getting screwed. And personally, the way he treated his mother pissed me off. And the fact that he's criminally negligent for her death, and it doesn't seem to be getting punished for it, really bothers me. Okay. Almost 5 miles. We got an eighth of a mile to go to 5 miles. 11:41 left to walk. We're at 87 minutes, 20 seconds. Heart rate's 118, so we're getting a little more fatigued. It's going up a little bit. Heart's having to work a little harder. Vertical distance is now 516 feet above where we started. Flubus adds, Vaughn's kids had survived with the worst hand of cards you could possibly be born with. Yeah, pretty much. I can imagine worse, but not much worse. .7 laps completed. Getting close to that 5 mile mark, 20 laps. Turn this off. We're not going to listen to music anymore. My headphones said goodbye. I'm going to go ahead and kill this. Getting tired. Almost 5 miles, about 20 seconds. 20 seconds will be at 5 miles. Get you that time here in a moment. And our 5 mile time, 89 minutes, 29 seconds, 491 calories burned. Queen Cat Lady says, yeah, I had to deal with family who abused my grandmother years ago. So how he evaded encourages for Alice sickens me. Yeah? And those kids deserve the best after all they've endured. Absolutely. And Flubus adds, I do wonder why he started accusing trolls of saying he did things to his daughter all of a sudden. Yeah, that's true. I wonder why that came up. Usually that means CPS did. And CPS did say he showed them adult material. Yeah. That's been a long time ago. But they caught the oldest one expressing herself sexually, shall we say, when she was like 4 or 5 years old. And Vaughn tried to blame it on Andrea, showing her porn. Shows you what kind of man he is. Oh. 2 laps. Heart rate 117. That was Alice who reported me and Andrea to CPS. Yep. It's been quite a while ago. Vertical distance now 536 feet. About 8 minutes remaining. 8 minutes to walk. And Revolver Bernie's here. Hi, Revolver Bernie. Says George Santos has lied less than Stinky. That's very possible. He's always wrong. Only about half of the time he's lying. The other half of the time he's just stupid. There are definitely some active lies in there. 7.5 minutes remaining. We're gonna make this, guys. We're getting all tight in the chest, and tired in the legs, but we're gonna make it. And then we'll have a lovely way out that I think will be another new record. I'm hoping for 217-ish, some point something. We had a new record yesterday. I think it was 218.2. Hashtag 200 by March. Hashtag 200 by March. I believe this, 11 walks to get there? Today's the 16th. Oh no, we got 13 more walks. No, it's only 28 days. So 12 walks. If we have to, that last week, we can just do protein shakes for a few days and drop some real quick. That always works. Hashtag FitTodd 2023. Flubus had said, did you see that video of John washing his wife's Prius? Yeah. What happened to him moving? Who knows? I did see him soaping the whole car up, letting it nice and dry on there, instead of doing one or two panels at a time like you're supposed to. But, J-Dubs is an idiot. So it didn't surprise me he doesn't know how to wash a car correctly. $550 feet is our vertical distance, 551. 5.5 minutes left to walk. J-Dub's wife's boyfriend's Prius. Nice correction. Thank you, Revolver Bernie. And we're coming up on 5.25 miles. So I will have that time for you in about 10 seconds. It's going to be high 93. Our 5.25 mile time is 93 minutes and 58 seconds. 515 calories burned, 516. 516 calories. It's a lot of Big Mac. And we're down to less than 5 minutes to walk. We'll have our 2-minute cool down. We'll head home in the cold. It's freezing cold here today. It's low 30s now, I'm sure. Pretty stiff north breeze. So I'm gonna have to walk into on the way home. Fun times. And you won't want to miss the way out, folks. I get to take this thing off and show you my sweaty, wet undershirt. It's going to be absolutely disgusting. Stay tuned for that. Just about 6-7 minutes. No, you can't wait. Watch the fat guy peel his soaking wet clothes off. Yeah, fun for all. Tell the neighbors, wake the kids. 5 minutes from now, we're going to be peeling dirty, wet clothes off. Fun for all. 3:46 remaining. We're almost there. Push through. 21.3 laps completed. 5.32 miles. 523 calories. Flubis Cartel says, John is just like Vaughn. Both are getting by in life by taking advantage of others and preying on the mentally challenged. Yep, you got that right. And Queen Cat Lady adds, surely that woman's family could have bought her a green card from someone not so horrid as J-Dubs. It makes me want to vomit at the thought. Well, it wasn't for a green card, first of all, and I know this from people that are there and know them. She is a naturalized American citizen born in Brooklyn. She had some kind of issue with adult children that are being held in Kuwait. And the prevailing theory among the people that live there and know John is that she needed a husband to facilitate getting the children sent to America. And then once that happens, his usefulness will be done. So I think it was more of a convenience that he was there and they didn't really care about who it was, just somebody to get this expedited. Can't be much longer, which is why a lot of us think that J-Dubs is the one moving out and probably not to a big house. He's probably lying about that. You'll notice every time they show stuff packed, it's just his stuff. Still haven't seen any kind of video evidence that she's packed anything. So, just a minor correction there. It was not a green card marriage. She is a naturalized citizen, born in Brooklyn, New York. Her parents still live there. Her parents are fairly wealthy, and I've been told that they own the little complex that they live in now. The little houses, townhomes, whatever they are, that J-Dubs lives in now is owned by her parents. So by being married, it looks better. It's a problem with Kuwaiti law, because women have hardly any rights, and if she's married, it's easier to get them expedited out of the country. Revolver Bernie says, back on the streets again. He was very drunk today. Yeah, I saw him laying shirtless in bed most of the day. Why did John say that she's Desi if she's from Kuwait? I don't know. She's from Brooklyn. I think her parents are Kuwaiti. Or, it's possible that she married a Kuwait national and moved to Kuwait with him, and their parents aren't Kuwaiti. It's possible that her kid's dad is the Kuwaiti national. I don't know all of the particular details. She seems Indian or Pakistani. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. It may just be that she married somebody from Kuwait and lived there for a while. 5.5 miles coming up, guys. The number is going to be 98 minutes, 26 seconds. We've done 540 calories. We only have 30 seconds before our cool down. Why does J-Dubs always get naked when talking to Vaughn right after his wife leaves the home? Good point. And Queen Cat Lady says, I thought she was from elsewhere. I really have no idea where she's from, other than she's born in Brooklyn. But I do know her children were in Kuwait. And then again, that probably has to do with the person she had the children with, not her. Doesn't mean she's Kuwaiti. 3, 2, 1, and we're cooling down. The incline comes off, 3.0 speed, knocks it down a bit. Thank you, Holly, says I did great. And Fluba said if she has adult children, she must be 40 or 50, not necessarily. She could be in her lower 30s and still have, she could have kids when she's 15, 16, not that uncommon in the Middle East. So her kids are still underage. From what I understand, they're adult. You're probably right, Fluba, she's probably at least 40. But it's certainly possible that she could have been a teenager and had children. Again, I'm getting a lot of this information that I have secondhand from people that live there and used to live with J-Dubs. Apparently she has at least 2 adult children living in Kuwait. Maybe they've come over now, I don't know. The people that I talk to about him don't live with him anymore and don't like him, so they don't have a lot of current information, but probably could still get some for us. 1 minute to cool down, 1 minute. Slows the speed down. We're still accumulating miles. We're about 5.6 miles. And we're 548 calories, so it looks like we're going to go to 550 and right at it. By his own admissions, John is not a breeder. J-Dubs is not a breeder. Imagine having J-Dubs as a stepdad. Well, our vertical distance today, 584 feet. That's pretty good. That's not going to change. And yet, right at 550 calories, 24 seconds remaining. And this thing's going to shut down. Imagine having J-Dubs as a stepdad. I don't think that's going to happen. Who would like him, especially when he spreads shit on the bathroom wall and writes goodbye on the bathroom mirror? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that thing's shutting off. 101 minutes, 5.63 miles, 551 calories, guys. Good workout. Let's go through our way out. Get these sticky clothes off. Not looking forward to opening this door. It's going to be really cold. Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal. Wow. Oh. I'm not facing the wind yet. Holy hell. That's so cold. Oh. When I make my turn to the north to go to my apartment, this is going to suck. It's real windy too. 20-mile-an-hour wind or so. Oh. I think I'm going to quicken my pace. Oh. Okay, oh God. Oh, it's right in my face. Oh, God, this sucks. Oh, this is horrible. So cold. Oh my God. Oh, that is my college logo, yeah. That's right. I got 2 of my degrees from there. I taught there for about 7 years. That's my school. Orange and black, baby. Oh, it's so cold. Oh, I can't describe. Oh my God, it's so cold. Wow. Oh, there we go. Get inside. That was brutal. Holy hell. It was so cold. Oh my God. Okay, let's kick the shoes off. Oh my goodness. Let's turn our camera around. And now for the highlight event of the evening, you get to see me take this off. Here we go. Yucky. Let's get that out of there. I'll full screen this event. Oh my God, it's so cold. Oh, the sweat's cold on it. Oh, the sweat's cold on the sweatshirt. Oh my God. Look at the sweatshirt. Look how wet it is. Oh, imagine my back. It's just all wet down my back. See? Oh, it's yucky. All right, let's do our way out. See where we're finished at here today. See if this thing's gonna work at all. Now, if I gotta take the phone out of StreamYard and reboot it. Give me just a moment. Ugh. Got to get the phone back in here so I can actually pick up stuff. Oh. Get it on the back camera. Now we can do that. Okay, let's weigh out. See where we're at. 217, we hope. Even better than we thought. 216.8. Nice new record. 216.8. So we got that to look forward to. We need another 16.8 pounds, and we got 12 more walks to do it. So thank you guys for being here. I'll get some final comments here. It's like a good workout, run home. Yeah, kidding. Still have my 30-minute cardio to do later. Good for you, Mag. My God, I'm a Duck alumni, Oregon person, you, and Holly and Hell says sexy time. There was nothing sexy about that nasty wet sweatshirt. Meg says, get warm, I will. Look at the manly sweat drip away. Yeah, it's so manly. It's so pleasant to smell. UO Duck Wingcat Letty, and she says, yeah, grew up, live near the Pacific Northwest, grew up here and still do. Good for you guys. Holly says, not as wet as the cushion on the couch at Rev and Shanny's. Ouch. Meg says 216.8. Yeah, that's a great new record. We were struggling for 220 here the last few days. And Revolver Bernie says, Holly and Hell, J-Dubs and Vaughn are more a danger to boys and animals. Certainly true. Thank you guys so much for your encouragement, for being here and chatting. I appreciate that. And we will do it again tomorrow. Try to get down to like 215. Until then, have a great night. Bye-bye.